my family isn't rich, like we didn't inherit anything. Like I said, we are feeling the burdens of our past generations, where Poland was pretty much extracted and robbed, by a lot of countries. There's nothing that's going to come in your way between making the decision and having the actual outcome that you want to have out of this decision. And they say, bro, set up a Discord. We want to, we can even pay you. Just shut your mouth, just give us what we want. The combination and the blend of all those factors basically made me push the yes button. And I said yes, even though I didn't know the outcome of that. I had no idea where it's going to lead me. But answering this yes into pretty much blindfolded, this is what was the leap of faith, and it paid off. And in the end, my job is to send the elevator down to help build the other legacy of financial literacy continue. So my name is Adrian Zduńczyk. I am a CMT, that is a Charter Market Technician. It's like an official title of an official diploma for, that is the only diploma that is actually in Poland, in my home country. My mom and my father, I have incredible parents, and they always raised us, myself and my sister. They raised us in a very faithful way. We're Christians, we're Catholics. They always taught us, to praise God for what we have. They always told us and taught us to work very, very hard, which actually happens to be universal truth, because from what I understand, and as far as I'm concerned, even the talent without work isn't gonna get us anywhere. It's just, and while you work a lot, and the work is a value on its own, also in the physical terms, it's energy. Work is an energy, right? So you contribute with your work, you spread the energy, good or bad, all around, so you contribute to this universe in some terms. And if you contribute with this good energy, so to speak, you make it better. So delivering work, doing something for other people is as valuable on its own. And we kind of become the servants, for the other people. This is also what Jesus, told us. And in the end, they told us to work very, very hard, regardless of all the outcomes. However, if we work hard enough or long enough, it's going to take us places. So with that in mind, I was probably difficult to control. I think my parents, I thought that I was having some sort of an allergic reaction, because I was so fast moving. I was just running, jumping all around. I think I was a pretty terrible kid, to handle, honestly speaking. And it was just bursts of energy. I was running, shouting, and going crazy, and literally, going in circles all around the room. And my family isn't rich, we didn't inherit anything. There was no, like I said, we were feeling the burdens of our past generations, where Poland was pretty much extracted and robbed, by a lot of countries. And as a result, there wasn't much wealth in the family. So I'm the first one, so to speak, in a bloodline to break out and to be enabled all of a sudden a brand new mindset that just gives and spreads a lot of freedom that never existed in their lives before, right? Speaking of my parents, my family, and this is like a brand new concept that they didn't even know existed until I showed them, and until I accidentally kind of made it in a way. Back in high school in 2010, when Bitcoin was starting being talked about, there were some people, more tech-savvy people, more on the future computer engineers, very, very software developers, people geeky about coding computers. Somehow in the process, of me in the middle of the university, I had started taking up a couple of, private tuition classes that apparently a lot of people appreciated, because I apparently had this talent, questionable talent, that many people say that I can make very difficult things simple to them. This transformed into an e-commerce business, right? And I started basically selling some stuff on eBay, on Allegro. It was like a local platform. And because of the currency fluctuations, euro, dollar, PLN, even though theoretically I was making money, I actually lost money. And I'm like, what is it all about, you know? So I was starting reading up about the currencies and so on. It was 2015, 16, like properly sitting down to it. And I got my engineering diploma, the master diploma, and a break between the University of Technology and another school of economics that I applied to, the best school of economics in the country. And I said, I've got a 3-month window of vacation. So I'm like, it's time to see what it's really about. The proper aha moment that I had with the Birb Nest is pretty much where there was a whole bunch of people just asking me to start some sort of like a filtered information of everything that I was sharing already on Twitter, because I was sharing like a lot of my private takes, a lot of stuff, a lot of trades that I was taking, and there were like a lot of people like, bro, we don't care about your memes, we don't care about what you say, pretty much anything else except for trading. So shut your mouth and just get us a very much filtered thing that we can just read on, and we don't care about what you ate, we don't know, we don't care about what your friends, you know, who your friends are, we only care about what trades you take. And there was the December 2017. I had a little bit of a rebranding of my account. So the previous was a Polish account that just didn't kick off well, and after I rebranded to Cryptobirb in August, I think it was 31st August 2017. Discord was a community for a lot of traders to aggregate at that time. So it was like a public forum for discussions. And they say, bro, set up a Discord. We wanna, like, we can even pay you. Just shut your mouth. Just tell us, give us what we want. I read one comment, you know, another DM. You know, there were like a whole bunch of people just piling up on top of each other every single day, more and more, pushing me to do this, right? So I didn't, at first, I didn't have a concept of you know, of kind of like just setting up a proper community, so to speak, like a public school of trading. First couple of months of, you know, of TBN's existence was very much about sleepless nights. It revolved around, you know, the market being overheated. It was a very, very big kind of like a rampage moment on crypto. Bitcoin was going like 5x over the matter of just a couple of months, from August through December. I think it went like literally 5-6x, which was a big thing because it naturally sparked a lot of headlines. It sparked a lot of interest. Altcoins, you know, were doing, you know, 10x basically. I was making a lot of money as a student, for a student back then. And that came with the whole avalanche of people basically asking me to do some stuff. So I was alone in that, pretty much doing, you know, the founder's job, customer support job, which was a little bit difficult because in order to collect the payments from the people from the very beginning, you know, that they literally were handing me like, bro, shut your mouth, just take money. I literally 90% of the time I was busy collecting the money from those people, right? So it was pretty profitable at that point. However, I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it like sleeplessly for forever. So so I took in, you know, my wife back in the day to help me out. There was another friend of mine. They were helping me basically take a little bit of the workload off the backend side of the customer support and just helping, you know. And that was really difficult because it was physically draining. It was physically draining. It was like multiple weeks of sleeping like 1-2 hours a day, and then of course, you know, doing all the work, which is quite difficult at that time. It was using a lot of brain power, you know, and there was no time to rest, but it was very fruitful. So I think those very origins where everybody had to do everything, and mostly that was mainly me. There was no support, there was no person to tell you do this, do that, do that. So I was learning as I go. There was no kind of like a book about, you know, starting crypto startups and what works, what doesn't, how to treat your customers, because that was a completely brand new undiscovered market niche at that time. So it was completely new, it was completely fresh. No one really knew where that was heading. Everybody thought, you know, that pretty much it can equally go to like forever up as much as it can die off like the next days, right? Which is what a lot of people were salty. A lot of institutions were saying like, don't buy this Ponzi, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a scam, it's everything. However, time proved it wrong. What I would particularly attribute the growth of TBN to is the consistency. I mean, there are a lot of people doing similar stuff that we do, right? There's a lot of like communities, a lot of gated communities, like a lot of gated kind of like, you know, pages like New York Times or Business Insider. They pay you, you know, to monetize the traffic. They just pay you like 99 cents in order to view this page or get access to like free articles or something. So the whole concept of gated information that filters out all of the noise and kind of like ensures that there's value in what they read is a regular business, right? You're paying for getting something done, for some value generated for you. And the value, like, when I was doing the project management classes, you know, from the perspective of anything project management, releasing a product, a company, creating the value comes in a triangle of, you know, this triangular value. So you have cost, time, and quality. Those are the three basic regions that you can deliver the quality with. But you can only choose two. You can only do good stuff, deliver them fast, and deliver them expensive. You cannot deliver good stuff of good quality, fast and cheap. It's impossible economically. Attribution of creating this value by saving to a lot of people time and years of my painful experiences and me losing a lot of money was very attractive to them. But you know, the whole point of acting within the fast changing environment, like startups and like crypto, like AI, like anything else these days, is to answer this call and very often do mock-ups of products before even releasing that. And in the end, in the case of the Birb Nest, you know, a lot of attribution comes really to persistence, to discipline, to answering proactive call from the community that was demand that I provided supply for. It did require a lot of knowledge from my side. I had been an engineer for some time already, and I was gaining my knowledge in the School of Economics, the project management, you know, the management, finance, and so on at that time. The combination and the blend of all those factors basically made me push the yes button, and I said yes, even though I didn't know the outcome of that. I had no idea where it's going to lead me. But answering this yes into pretty much blindfolded, this is what was the leap of faith, and it paid off. Very good, man. I mean, surprisingly, I don't feel tired, and I should be. Anybody tells you that this breakout was predictable, I knew this breakout is going to go up. I knew, like, that's bullshit. That's absolutely
Avoid
bullshit.
that.
That's fake. That's impossible to predict. Every single time we look at a temperature, we predict the future and make those decisions. Should I take a jacket? Should I take an umbrella? And most of the time, if we have 99.9% you know, predictability that I don't need an umbrella or I don't need a snow jacket in the middle of the desert and in summer, well, same way you can trade prices, basically. Incredibly big wealth money managers are coming into place, and all of a sudden, each and every single one of us, Gaudencio, are trading against them. So the question is, how are you going to make sure that you can outsmart people who are managing and that are at the disposal of trillions of dollars, all right?
Yeah.
Bringing on institutions, first of all, brings the whole truck that we've been driving is becoming much more loaded. It's carrying more cargo. And then just like you have a big cargo ship, basically just being on the sea, on the ocean, it's very difficult to maneuver that. And it does maneuver, however, it does it very, very slow. So the velocity of change, the dynamics of change are gonna, well, not disappear, but they're gonna decrease incrementally. So as a result, it's gonna be way more difficult to make money in this market, which is gonna diminish the profitability of the market, which is gonna stabilize the whole thing and get us way closer to what the Nasdaq, more beta volatile stocks of the Nasdaq are. And the only way that we can do and prosper in this uncertain market universe is to continue doing what we're doing, provided that we are sure that it's the right destination. So, because we believe in the world where financial freedom is available for everybody, everywhere, regardless what race they are, regardless which country they are from, regardless if they are rich country, poor country. Every single person on earth deserves a fair shot at financial freedom. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, the final moment of the night has been this edition of the CFN, and I'm here with the very original founder, owner of the whole thing, Rahul Suri, who's my very, very good friend.
Great to have you.
Great to have you. Very good friend. every time I see him, he puts together, he basically goes ahead and creates even better experience, even better, even way more people, way more incredible fighters. How does it feel to create a better event every single time and the best boxing match night?
Well, look, I think, Crypto Fight Night, you were there since CFN 1.
Yeah.
So, it's about the community, it's about everybody coming together in one place. I just love the fact that we have so many people who keep coming back, so many new faces. Remember, we were in Singapore, a month and a half ago? So many new faces. And when you look at the fighters as well, you see that there's so many of them coming back. It's becoming the culture where people want to spend time, they want to train themselves, they want to make a moment, share that, share the limelight. And it wouldn't be possible without everybody, not just in the ring, but everybody outside the ring. All the friends, all the people who are, we work with, people we enjoy with, people we spend so much time with, all coming back. Yeah, we're very happy, super happy.
I try to be a man of faith. Every day, I do like a morning routine, warm-ups, gym, workout, running. I always put the gospel on so that basically I'm in a little bit of a tune. It's some form of gospel reading and meditation around it. So it just makes you think, sets you up for the day, sets your mind for the day right. And I start things off with just trying to have the right mindset towards spreading goodness. So I think it tunes me up, so to speak. And it also gives me a little bit of peace and tranquility in my mind that is necessary basically for making good decisions in trading, right? So the legacy that I want to leave is probably the lives that I've impacted all around, right? And I want to be constructive. I want to build, I want to add value, I want to create goodness, spread love all around. That's my mission, right? Actually, that's in the it's in the name of Jesus. That's what we do as Christians, as Catholics. That's what the gospel says. And as long as we do and obey that, basically, this guarantees that we're gonna spread love, not hate. That we're gonna do the good things and just gonna live to the fullest, so to speak, in that aspect. I want to make people happy. I think this world is a little bit of a too dark place, especially these days, to live on. And I think that we need more goodness. Something that I always repeat when I go on stage, when I speak in front of the people, when I make presentations, I think I always come back to highlighting the aspect of education. Education is something that I think is continuously underrated. There are still a lot of places on earth that are not providing, education system whatsoever, even though the people deserve it, right? Everybody deserves to be informed. Everybody deserves to be in the loop, so to speak. There's this famous saying by Warren Buffett. He said that the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself, because the more you learn, the more you will earn. So that's something that I think is a universal truth to a large extent. It also applies to the financial terms. So as long as we dedicate ourselves to trying to make ourselves better, this is where we truly prosper.